Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfried Milgras, the former lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfried whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegus?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegus from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renus Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelagian, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait, don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dahna already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true?
what she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renans sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dahna, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints And choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait. Don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately? This is great. The taste and aroma will blow everyone away.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Ho! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
I'm only getting started.
An astral art?
That's my cue.
It's armor. Shut him down.
You're mine. Feel. I'll be saving you. Annihilate. More where that came from. Holy land. Here goes. Mirage. In here.
In a bind?
Burning. Shine. Here's where we go. Raging flame. In here. Shattering up. Pieces. Not in your dreams.
I'm ready!
Here I go.
All yours, Kisara.
Illuminate.
Smash you!
Rotating pile time.
Holy land. Now
Blow away! Strike! Denied! Fire support! It's over! Force flash!
Dance in the wind. Lunar air.
Burn it all!
Where are you going?
I'm ready!
Here goes.
In an instant! Impact cross! No chance! I'm not done! Dazzle! Strike! Force flash!
Radiant the wind. No outside watch.
Force flash! Strike!
Illuminate the
Here I
storm.
go!
Holy
Strike!
Holy land.
Take this away!
Ding you up.
Breaking storm. Flame.
I'm ready! Blow them away! Now! Here I come! Now you see what I can do! Be still! Force flash! Strike!
Do it.
Force flash! Kisara!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Those soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
Indeed. They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
ourselves. This one's tough.
Annihilation!
Can't get out of this!
Raging Cascade!
Captivity!
Eat
These
this!
ones can run rings around us! Water! Here my astral energy!
Devastation! Take this! I'm not done! Strike! Force blast! Mirage!
That'll bring you down! Denied!
Eternal devastation! Crush!
Water! Hear my call!
Eternal devastation! Take this!
Flame of fury!
Leave them snaring to me. Yeah! And the pummeling to me!
Water! Hear my call!
Flash! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! My turn!
On your
Searing flame!
Dazzle!
Flame of
Force
fury!
Flash! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight!
Now!
Look sharp!
lightning thunder blade!
Now! Take
One
this!
more!
Rising Falcon!
Air drive! My astral energy!
Take this!
Glacial
Fluid Gate!
Lightning
Eternal
Blast! Do
devastation!
it! Thunder blade! Astral energy! Full throttle! With this, I can become even stronger. Go no further!
Can you take it?
Air thrust!
Elusive carve through armor! I'll face you!
Time to cross blade! Hurricane thrust! Hurricane thrust! Thanks!
I'll be
Leave the
saving
charge! Make it me!
Far enough!
Reflect
This
on
one's
thy
mine!
sin.
Hurricane
Lightning flash and
I'll
flame!
take waterfall! In here!
Shockwaves flash!
More for the stop
Crush!
Annihilation!
This one's all mine! Ha! You picked the
Full
wrong
charge!
fight!
Purge Malevolence!
Shockwaves flash!
Negative
You're mine! Try harder! My turn!
Now or never.
Blue escape!
Smash you! Gemini Aqua!
Take this!
Annihilation! Seal!
I'm not done! Dazzle! Void flash!
Here's a healing
Try harder! Not a chance!
Lightning Storm!
Rising Falcon! Blue escape! I'm not done!
Hey!
Show me that!
Dance in the wind!
Eternal devastation! Wind!
Here's the evil!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Elusive deity!
Dazzle!
Nothing gets by me! Break this night!
Ah! Not today!
Crossblade!
Be still! Mirage! Be still!
Illuminate the dark!
Rising Falcon!
Holy glimmer! Gemini Aqua!
Take this! Drive! Now you see what I can do!
Running!
I'll blind you with a drop!
Not in your dreams!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Rising!
I'm all stopped up!
Be still! Lightning thrust! Rising thrust!
Bloody howling! Take this!
Take this! Lightning thrust!
Can you take
Be
it?
still!
Take this!
Dazzle!
Blind you with
Be
a
still!
Resonate with it!
Glacial Spear!
Dazzle!
Leave the charges to me.
Raging Cascade!
Take this!
Searing
Now
Fury!
you see what I can do!
Eat this!
More for the stockpile! Downfall!
Lightning thrust!
Raging Storm! More without
Elusive deity!
Lightning thrust!
Where are you going?
Demon land!
Try harder! My turn!
Not on my watch!
Take this!
Downfall! I'm out of ammo! Raging Storm! Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous!
I'm not done! Be still! Strike! Here I come!
Wind
Dazzle!
Astral
Here I come! Blue escape!
Do it! Shining
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Have you guys checked your equipment lately?
Take this! Crush! Shattering pieces! Attack time!
Your
Eat
reflexes
dirt!
will serve you well here. Can't get out of this! I can carve through walls! Elusive deity!
Too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up! I'll grind you into dust! Denied! The tempest engulfs you!
Be still! Strike! Void flash!
That'll bring you down.
Strike! Void flash! You're on! Take this!
One more.
Dazzle!
Radiant, here.
Wind! Devastation! Hurricane thrust! Blazing falcon! Severing wind! Ignite!
Can't get out of this!
You're mine! Dazzle!
I'm ready!
Demons descend!
Flashing fang!
My turn! I'm not done! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
I'll smash you!
Be still!
I'm ready! All yours, Kisara!
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Be still! Strike! Dazzle!
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Be still!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Lamp!
Where are you going?
Bloody Dazzle! Dazzle!
Here, let me help.
Blazing Dazzle!
Negative hit!
This one's all mine!
Radiant light! Here! I'll heal you all!
Can you take it?
Healing
Dance on the
circle!
wind!
I owe you one.
Sorry,
Here
You do
goes!
the same to me.
By the power of water!
Save you!
Be still! You're mine!
I'm all done!
This one keeps charging
In a
us!
bind? That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you! I'm not done!
Shining Supernova!
Tornado drop!
Lunar corruption! Raging cascade! By the power of water!
Being interrupted.
Ability cascade!
Ready to Tornado drive!
Shockwave flash!
Gale force!
Engulfs you!
Hydration
Wind!
force! Failure!
Down on
You're
the ground!
mine! No escape! Burn in hell!
Primed and ready!
This one's mine.
I'm not done!
Raging cascade! Here's a healing
I'll
rest!
smash you!
Spread!
Be still!
Magic
Here I
and
come!
Free
Take this!
Dark
Hear my
Dazzle!
call!
Negative gate!
Don't get in my way! Purge the
Resonating
lava!
field!
Flaming thrust!
Feel!
Rising
Here
falcon!
goes!
Water,
Not in your
hear my
dreams!
call.
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Field! Thunder field! Down in the wind! Air strike!
Rising falcon!
Light astral! Illuminate the dark!
Flaming thrust!
Holy glimmer!
Rising
Holy lamp!
Be still!
And again!
Rising
Take
falcon!
this!
Far enough!
Here, let me help.
First aid!
Rising falcon!
Shattering shadow!
Pieces!
Penumbra! Magna ray! Dance in the wind!
Rising falcon! Strike!
Radiant
I'll be
light!
saving Radiant!
Regeneration!
The flame inside me
Radiant
yearns to be let free! Thanks!
Lunar field!
Flaming thrust!
Back into the fray! More for the
Dazzle!
stockpile! Steering flame!
Be still!
I'm ready! More when that came
Rising
I
falcon!
never miss! Light astral!
Flaming
Raging
thrust!
cascade!
Rising falcon!
Everlasting
Be
do it!
still! No! Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade! We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
at that shining foe.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
Sorry to trouble you.
You're finished!
Here goes!
That helps.
Not in your dreams! Burning strike!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Ready and raring!
Slice!
Freeze Lancer!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Void Blast!
Begin!
Too fast!
Stand back.
Void Blast!
Do it!
Zip it up.
Totally! In an instant! Impact Blast!
I'll heal you
Not
all!
a chance! Void Blast!
Can't get out of this!
Healing Circle!
Mirage! Take it!
Lunar Corruption!
I'm in your debt.
Eternal
Lightning
Devastation!
Supernova! Now!
Dance on the wind!
Demon's Descent!
Flashing Fang!
Not a chance!
By the power of the waterfall!
I'm ready!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Be still!
Reflect on my
Here!
They smite with
Be
lightning
still!
blade!
Back to the shadow!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
No escape!
That'll bring you down!
Chocolate Flash!
In the wind!
Rising
Radiant
Lightning Thrust!
Penumbra! Shattering of pieces! Attack time! Soaring
Ignite!
blast! Eagle ray! Can't get out of this!
Time to let it rip! Be
Ready to go!
Mirage! Be still! Mirage!
Elusive deity!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Be still! Strike!
Lunar Corruption!
Denied!
Be still! Force Blast!
I'll be here's the healing art!
Lightning! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Need to pull myself together. Gaze in the wind!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Reflect on my
Confiscated!
sins. They smite with blackened blade!
I'm not done!
Go time!
Waterfall!
Through armor!
Be still! Void Blast!
Execution!
Try harder!
Another incantation ruined.
Sleep now! I'll be taking the line! No more playing nice!
Be still! Here I come!
One more! Let the marksman handle this! More with that
Lightning Thrust! The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Holy Land!
Rising
Freeze
Falcon!
Lancer!
Chocolate Flash!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming Wildfire!
Be still!
Here!
Too much!
I'm out of arrow blossom!
No further!
Another raging fire!
Elusive deity! Or debut!
Dance in the wind! In
Be
here!
still! Void Flash!
I'll be saving
Strike!
this one! Shining
Try
Supernova!
harder!
Gallery!
No escape! It's on! Burn in hell!
Water, don't get in my way!
Allow me to help you.
Rising Falcon!
Orange Shield!
Here I come!
More where that came from!
Thrust!
Up to the start!
Strike! Void Flash!
Healing Circle!
Try hard! My turn!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Illuminate the dark!
Will this help?
Here I come!
Holy Glimmer!
Be still! Strike!
Holy Land!
You're
I'll heal you
mine!
all!
You're mine! Be still!
Healing Circle! Water! Here I come!
I owe you one. No escape!
Elusive deity!
I'll be saving you!
Ready and raring! I can carve through armor!
No more playing nice!
Be still!
Sky is mine! Where are you going?
I'm ready!
to go!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Frost!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
Have you guys checked?
Easy peasy. I knew I could handle it.
No choice. I see one, eh? You picked the wrong fight. Far enough! Lightning bolt! Mirage!
Robbed from pain.
You think that shield will save you?
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and pummeling to me!
Eternal devastation! Crush! Eternal devastation! You're mine! Shockwave flash! Release! Eternal devastation! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Shine!
My turn!
Force of regeneration!
Not done! You picked the wrong fight!
Shatter it to pieces! Attack time!
I need to pull myself together.
Take my shield!
Pierce evil! Raging cascade!
Try harder! My
Take this!
Astral energy!
Say no more! Now! Here I come! Burn it out! I'm hit! Crush!
Down on the ground! Armor won't save you!
That'll bring you down!
Do it!
Blow them away!
Not a chance! Lightning thrust! Strike!
I'm ready!
Totally! In an instant! Impact cross!
These bad guys really don't mess around.
Right, here goes! Now you'll learn! Be still! Mirage!
I must remember my
We're gonna
limits.
keep this up for exactly.
Point flash!
Mirage! Hear me! Here goes! Confiscated! Lunar corruption!
Be still! Point flash!
Bloody howling!
Here's a healing art! Do it!
No escape!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Now! Take this!
Wind astral
Shattering
energy!
pieces! Attack time!
Healing
Point
shadow!
flash! I owe you one.
I'll smash you! Rending you apart!
Mirage!
Gemini Ultra!
Eternal devastation!
Annihilation!
Too bad!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
This
In a
one's all
vine?
mine. Burn!
Annihilation!
Crush! Great! Next!
Everlasting shock!
Totally! In an instant! Impact cross!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Right, here goes!
Reflect on
By the power of lightning, raging flame of Stewart! Pierce evil! Let's cut our law! Or for the stockpile!
What do you say we fight that shining enemy?
Gotta break through!
Leave the chargers to me!
Catapult! Dazzle! Explosive! Sharp
I can carve through armor!
Begin!
Leave the agile ones to me.
Void Flash! Strike!
Not in your dreams!
Begin! Strike! Void Flash!
Illuminate the dark!
Here I come!
On your knees!
Not today!
Tempest Wall!
Air pressure! Here I come!
Resonate with the earth!
Be still! Void Flash!
Another incantation ruined.
Lightning thrust!
Arctic Wall!
Mirage!
Sorry.
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Illuminate the dark!
Not
Glimmer! This one's mine!
Can't get out of this!
Holy lit astral energy!
Say no more! My turn! Ha! Ignite!
Now!
Glimmer!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Reflect on
Now!
that sin.
Lunar corruption!
Lightning thrust!
Lunar
Mirage!
flash!
Strike! Dazzle! Void Flash!
I'm ready! Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
This won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist!
Denied!
That may prove a thorn in our side.
You're mine! Take this! The flame inside is yours to be let free!
Not in your dreams!
Fire support! Mirage! Prepare to be sealed!
In a bind?
Here I come! Pull back!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Now! You're mine! I'm not... Die! Chocolate flash!
Tempest Wall!
Blow away!
Celestial Hammer!
Dazzle! Flame flash!
Reload! Celestial
You're
Hammer!
mine!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Now! Rising Sun! This one's all mine! Burn!
Ready and ready! Off in blood! Rending you apart! Denied! Bloody on your knees!
In here!
Here I come! Be still! Mirage! Be still! Rising Falcon! Raining Flash!
Everlasting
Not
Sun!
on my watch!
Mirage! Dazzle!
Dance
The
in the
flame
wind!
inside me yearns to be let free!
Heal!
Air
Can't
drop!
get out of this!
Strike!
Light astral
Void
energy!
Flash!
Do it! Now!
Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
With this, I can become even stronger.
being interrupted.
You're mine!
In here!
Dazzle! Mirage!
Ready and ready!
I won't show you any mercy! My shield? Strike!
Flameless fury! Burning!
It's over! You're killed!
Hands in the wind! Nothing gets by me! Where are you going?
I'm not done! Force flash! Slice!
Here!
Eat dirt! Slice! Mirage! Take this!
Corruption! By the power of water!
Take this!
Annihilation!
Be still!
Anything in armor is mine!
I can carve through armor. Take this.
Void flash!
Magna Ray!
Mirage!
Raging! Will this help?
Crush!
Resonate with
Here!
you. Stalagmite.
Dazzle!
On your
Not on my watch!
I owe you one!
No more playing nice! Glacier Spear! Here's evil!
Void flash! Double me! In an instant! Impact claw! Not a chance! Rising Falcon! Burn in hell!
Here I go! I'm only getting
You're mine!
radiant love here!
No escape! Crush!
Ready to go! Stuffed up! Far enough!
The enemy wills us too.
We'll soon see about that!
Crush!
Elusive deity.
Be still! Void flash!
I'm mine. I'm ready.
Neon! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Not a chance!
Glacial Spear!
No
Here's
escape!
evil!
Rising Falcon! Slice!
Neon Force!
I can carve through armor.
In here!
Lightning thrust!
I'll be saving this one!
Void flash!
I'm ready.
Illuminate this astral energy! Full throttle!
I can feel my power growing!
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for. Let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control noodles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master course?
Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zoogle. Then we get some answers.
Exploit the enemy's weakness.
Dazzle!
Dance on the wind.
Rising Falcon!
Gemini Aqua!
Down on the
Lightning
ground.
Thrust!
Thunder
Demon
Field!
Lash.
Rising Falcon!
Eagle Ray!
Armor. Save you.
Bang!
Leave the chargers to me.
I'm out of ammo!
Rising Falcon!
Annihilation!
Reflect on my sword. They smite with blackened blaze.
Lightning! Illuminate!
Ah! Not today!
Here, let me have execution.
First aid!
I'm not done! Lightning Thrust!
Radiant Blow!
Devastation!
Crescent flash.
Here's another!
Rising
First aid!
Treating you a bloody
Radiant here!
on your
Be
knees.
still!
The sky is mine!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Elusive deity.
Lightning Thrust!
Eagle ray.
It's showtime!
Eliminate the storm!
Armor won't
Come
save
forth,
you.
Holy
Soaring
Temper!
blast.
Void Blast!
Annihilation! Holy Lightning!
Face down.
Here I come!
Come forth! Radiant Security!
Void Blast!
No further.
Strike! And try harder! Ignite!
Light!
Penumbra.
Not in your dreams!
Hitting firecracker.
Void Blast!
Begin.
Come forth!
Strike!
Holy Flame!
Void Blast!
Begin.
Deny! Better if you don't get up.
Hear my call!
Rupture! Here I come!
Dance on the wind.
Eternal Devastation! Try harder! Not a chance! Try harder! Now!
Come on. I'll smash you.
Eternal Devastation! Try harder!
Elusive
Not a
deity.
chance!
Annihilation!
Be still!
No dawn shall break this night.
Mirage!
Let the marksman handle this!
Rising Falcon!
Radiant light.
I'll burn it all! Flaming Pillar! Fire!
Shine. Commander of Heaven.
Phoenix Cycler!
Here's a healing art!
You're mine!
First aid!
Allow me
Rising
to help
Falcon!
Dance in the wind!
Burn!
Battlefield! I never miss!
Elusive deity.
Maybe this way!
Here I come!
Now or never.
That move!
Take this.
Here comes the big one!
Here I go! It's over!
Benediction.
I could do without this pain.
Back in here!
Lightning Thrust!
Here goes! Confiscated!
Take this.
Lightning condemned!
Through armor.
This one's all mine!
Thunderbolt!
Burn!
Illuminate the dark!
Try harder!
Come
My
forth,
turn!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Land! Gemini Aqua!
Elusive
mine.
deity.
By the
Thrust!
Eagle ray.
Shining
No
Try
rest.
harder! Not a chance!
Burning
Shine.
Strike!
Radiant light.
You're mine!
Of regeneration.
Be still!
Raging
Void
Storm!
Blast!
Pierce!
I owe you one.
Runner!
Sharpwood
Hear
Blast!
my call! Tunnel! Red! Glacial Spear! Pierce
Benediction
Evil!
light. Heal.
Lightning Thrust! Void Blast!
Let me free you of your power.
If it's in the sky, it's mine! Come forth!
No.
Glimmer!
Can't end here!
Shine. I couldn't make it in time. Regenerate.
I'll bring you back from death.
Another incantation ruined.
Resuscitation!
Take this.
I'll heal you all!
I owe you one.
Shine. Radiant light.
Move
Force of
escape.
regeneration.
Be still!
Regenerate. Keep from
Void
beyond.
Blast!
Imbue this vanquished soul with life!
Try harder! Now!
Arms are being interrupted.
I still got some fight left in me. Water!
Be still! Void blast!
They smite the black.
Don't give up! Healing circle! Illuminate! I'll bring you back from death to bit! Holy land!
Ready and rolling! I can carve through armor! Dance on the wind!
Dazzle!
Scream! Bathed in blood, rending you apart! Bloody Nothing gets by me!
That'll bring you down!
Can you take
Be
it?
still!
Come on! Catapult! Prepare to be sealed!
Not today!
No further!
Eternal devastation!
Blinding the dust! One final push!
Let's finish this off!
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Knock it into next week!
Come on! Strike!
Here, thrust!
Strike!
Bolt on him! Dance in the wind!
Blast!
7 eyes now!
You're mine!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
The
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Engulf you! Reflect on my sting. They can't move! Forgive me.
Sleep now. I'll bring you back from death to bit. Resuscitation! Take care of...
Elusive deity!
Take this!
Soaring blast!
Back into the fray.
Nothing gets by me! From beyond, imbue this
Here I come!
vanquished soul with life!
Flaming thrust!
Resuscitation!
Shattering us pieces! Die! I've still got some fight left in me.
I'm not
Back
done!
into the fray.
Void blast!
Thunderblade! Here's a primed and ready.
Can't get out of this!
First aid! That'll bring you down.
Elusive deity!
Be still!
Devastating pile driver!
Void blast!
Strike!
Annihilation!
Benediction light!
You're mine!
Heal!
Wind astral energy! Heal!
This should do it!
Purge velocity! Upstage waterfall!
Elusive deity!
Into the shadow! Illuminate the trunk!
Tornado
Of
draw.
course! Holy glimmer!
Dance on the wind!
Eat
Now!
this!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Now it's just her! Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case,
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did.
Do you think Faria was really being controlled by someone?
Certainly seemed that way. The question is, who? The Red Woman?
The same person who's behind all of this, I'll bet. Whoever that is.
Brainwashed or otherwise, the feelings of resentment she holds towards me are real.
Someone used her because they knew we'd hold back. If that's not playing dirty, I don't know what is.
It does tell us one thing at least. Someone here in Lenegis is watching us. Someone who means us harm.
There's no question. That attack was meant for us alone.
By someone capable of getting inside a person and manipulating them like a weapon. We need to find whoever it is, fast.
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dahna's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's memories, right?
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us. At least I know they weren't mine.
That power flowing into her, it reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful. What was that?
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, it develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renan astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dahna.
But the will of Dahna is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure.
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way.
That vision we saw. It was as if it was meant specifically for us.
What do you make of it? Do you still think the will of Dahna might be involved somehow?
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. But what?
Well, it could be supernatural. You know, like seeing dead people, messages from beyond the grave, ghost-type stuff.
That's your grand theory? That we're being haunted? Come on, Law.
Wait. He might be closer to the mark than you think. What if a person's thoughts and deeds were to somehow become indelibly etched into the ether of a place? And what if those with a connection could then somehow pick up on them?
You think that's what it was? Some kind of message someone left here for us?
I am merely entertaining the possibility. Whether it was Dana's will, or somehow connected to the Sovereign and Maiden's powers, I do not know.
Okay, back up a sec. You're saying that if a place is full of enough astral energy, it can somehow show us events that happened centuries ago?
More to the point, how does that much astral energy gather in one place anyway? Seems unlikely it happened naturally.
Whatever it was, it survived here intact for 300 years. Whoever left it for us, the strength of their intent is beyond doubt.
The strength of their intent. Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past. I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I'm determined to save Shion and Dahna. Nothing I learn can change that. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long. I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign!
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only Sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign. And Volron as well. Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it? Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now. Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dahna. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
いつ